Hi everyone, Mark Merrill with Firm, Fairness in Reporting Media, the journals. This time it's about Turning Point USA in the state of Maine for the win. Thanks for all you did for us, Charlie. For a long time, several decades as a matter of fact, have passed through our American lives in many good ways and also not so good ways or events. Some of those events or even changes in our own schedules have at the very least caused most human beings, single, married, with children, divorced, widows and widowers, to take account for ourselves and even temporarily, at least hopefully, pause. And think about events that can be life-changing. Whether we like it or not is not really important. Got to take out all the emotions and feelings of these past 20 years of this century, 25 to be exact. Knock it off. Nobody cares about your feelings. That's right. Whether you like it or not, it's not about feelings. But, or however, what is the question or questions facing our Maine citizens and all Americans in the United States today, ladies and gentlemen? Just a quick reflection or notes for everyone to take. Our topic on Turning Point USA for the win is a time of change with us here at Firm. Fairness in the Reporting Media, as we have recently had an important meeting with the Maine Kennebec County chapter of Turning Point USA at the state capitol in Augusta. We at Firm have been invited by Turning Point chapter president Christina Parker to share our mission goals, podcasts, and to participate in other county chapters to help spread the good news of our truth, facts, reality, and common sense throughout the state. We will have more details and many more promotions on events, including our same regular weekly podcasts, folks. So stay tuned to our channels at youtube.com and x.com. Now we have a final segment here, folks. We're going to make it very brief. I think everybody has enjoyed going on YouTube or any other place, even at the public events that Mr. Kirk attended, and how he got involved with the youth on campuses. So here now, we give you a few moments in our concluding part of our organization's podcast today regarding to Turning Point USA coming for the win, starting with us up here in the state of Maine. But here's Charlie at his best, discussing and debating the young college students on issues of the day.
Charlie Kirk was shocked when this liberal ironically supported the war, but even he went silent after he exposed the leftist lies about the real enemies of America.
In a video before, you've stated, why should we hate Russia? Do you believe that the invasion of the sovereign state of Ukraine is not enough to at least view them with anger? Yeah, what Russia did was wrong, without a doubt. So do you not believe that we should continue monetary support to Ukraine? No, I mean, a lot of countries do things wrong. That doesn't mean we should be involved. But I think that no matter where it is in the world, supporting somebody who I would believe is doing the morally right thing is the right thing to do. You said, why should we view Russia as an enemy? Well, I don't like Russia. I don't like Putin. It's not a free society. I have no, plans to ever move there or compliment them. I do think it's kind of weird, the amount of money and attention that Russia gets when almost nobody in this audience has a friend that you've lost to the Russian government, but you do have a friend or a family member that has died because of the cartels and the Chinese Communist Party, with a coming into our communities. So therefore, end the war and focus on our true enemy.
When this shockingly respectful liberal questioned Charlie Kirk's political beliefs, he schooled her instantly. But what she said in response caught him completely off guard.
Would you say that you're very religious?
I am religious. However, every one of my political positions is defensible from a non-religious perspective.
So you're not trying to illegalize based on the Bible?
Well, no, not based on the Bible. I want to make illegal because it is the only logical step while we apply the standard we already have in this country to unborn life. So we have laws,
Yes.
therefore laws should apply to unborn life as it does to born life.
So, great. That's all I needed to know, that you weren't trying to instate laws based on Christian beliefs, because I would not be able to support anything that was so blatantly unconstitutional.
I can tell you probably have a negative impression of Christianity, maybe. I hope one day we can earn back your support to making Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior. I'm sorry if the church has failed you in that way, because I do have strong religious convictions and beliefs, and there is a God who made you and loves you, and he sent his son to die for you.
Her name is Mom.
This cocky liberal called Charlie Kirk's idea stupid, but Charlie proved him so wrong that he actually ended up agreeing with him.
Why do you pick and choose certain protests and certain gatherings to go against?
Again, they all have a right to protest, to
Yes,
be clear.
yeah.
But if you're protesting something stupid, I'm going to criticize you. How about this? Instead of protesting against systemic racism, why don't you go protest to put dads back in the home?
I think that's just pretty stupid.
That's stupid? To go put dads back in the home?
Yes.
Why? No, tell me. That's
Because
so
that's
interesting.
not I feel like the protest, it has to be something more systemic.
Oh,
The point
okay.
of
No, this is interesting.
the whole-
So instead of actually improving your life, you should go protest and
Dads
scream.
back in the home is a pretty individual issue, and that's not how you create change in a widespread audience.
Bingo. That's what makes conservatives different than leftists, is that we think the true revolution should happen at home.
But that only affects you.
Exactly, because that's what you can control. What we have turned into is a country that worries far more about other people's problems than their own problems. Where has the emphasis been on stop doing certain behaviors that are obviously bad for you and therefore bad for society?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Indeed, it does. Thank you, Charlie, for all you've done for us. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, on this abbreviated version of FIRM, talking about Turning Point USA, coming to Maine, just starting. Charlie's already won. We have to keep going and continue the fight to take our country back and to make sure our young people understand the Constitution isn't old. It never goes out of style. Thank you for joining us, folks. I am Mark Merrill, your host, as always, on FIRM, Fairness in Reporting Media. Contact us with your ideas as well for different topics as we go throughout defending the First Amendment with our vehicle throughout eastern, central, and southern Maine for the time being. But email us anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. And we're also on Twitter and YouTube. As always, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. Pray always for our country and our state. We have November elections coming up on a couple of important issues, voter ID, and whether or not to install red flag laws. Read over the questions through your local city council or town office or city office. Peace to all.